Certainly interesting response you give this, Sega. So, hey everyone, doing much to stave off a cold before Christmas, and the video I finally made a decision on for that. So, gonna have to ever so slightly scale back my Festivus game vlog, my last of this year even. So, with that in mind, we're focusing more on what I'm playing as opposed to developments. But follow me this to start with. What do Toy Logic, Rocksteady, and Ubisoft all have in common? They all three had people who developed live service titles, two of which are season support, and the third is going to be a closing down in 2025 completely. So here we go, and definitely gonna be having playing to say about all three of them the best of my ability under these conditions. Let's start with the one that's closing down completely in 2025. That being X-Defiant, and even though this started out promising, admittedly, it didn't look like my cup of tea, but at least understood the appeal. But was unable to retain its audience, and also demonstrates the perils of this kind of launch. I mean, even though the person in charge of the project was claiming otherwise, the he it was later confirmed they were indeed shuttering the game after its initial year online. So, and let's just say it's an ideal feather in the cap of Ubisoft's very awful 2024 or so. We shall see what happens next, especially with Tencent and others who are seeking to make a play for the company's ownership. And even though the Guillermo brothers want to keep it in the family, if they're the same people that have been making decisions that have led to this kind of neo-financial ruin, then I don't see that happening realistically. And with this one, I was just waiting for official confirmation from the company or someone close to them, and now we have it. So it seems that Taskworks S goes to Domino's, better known as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, will have one less season support, with the fourth season introducing the fan favorite character Deathstroke. One of the few ones actually makes sense for a character to be going after enemies with firearms, since this is another variant that seems to be focusing on the cybernetic and genetically enhanced version of the backstory. However, though the offline mode will be coming, so on the chance the servers go dark, it's not going to be completely lost to the void. The title will not be getting any more support after the last season closed in 2025, which does not surprise me in the slightest, given the many reasons why the game did not do well. But like with the title that surpassed it for the biggest live service of the year, Concord, I would say similar explanation for the correct one, that it didn't really offer much of a reason for anyone to pick it up over what they've already been playing for ages. And so, and I'm also glad that Rocksteady also confirmed at the same time they're going to be going back to the single player titles that they built their name on, which is alright with me. On top of working on a director's cut version of Hogwarts Legacy, which managed to find sales success despite, or perhaps because of, its infamy, they're definitely working on new IP. It's not clear whether or not that it's going to be something out of whole cloth, but if it's, I would still not be against seeing like a standalone Superman game from them, in the same vein as what they did with the Batman Arkham series. I mean, you could even have the same Metropolis sandbox using in this game for something that people might actually like to play more. To point out use Superman 64, I'd say, hey, the wounds have long since healed on that one. So let's continue. And the Splatoon-like Foam Stars from Toy Logic and published by Square Enix is yet another live service title that did not meet their expectations. And I mean, I still maintain that, looking back, it definitely had an interesting style, focusing on older avatars and more very kind of like a big band kind of music as opposed to who the somewhat the Japanese style music, which had the whole kind of incorporated like EDM, rock and roll, and even had some pretty interesting, big bands of its own. So, and even though the current season that's going to be going on is going to be its last, which it's not completely going dark just yet, but days are numbered. I might just try it for the remaining characters I've not played yet, but I was kind of hoping we get to see Dr. Foamgood become playable, or the chief scientist who's trying to contain things, but looks like we're not getting the chance at all, And I will say that that it wasn't the best timing to launch right before Side Order, or to go free to play right before the final Splatfest. Oops. And while I was researching the demise of these 3 dead service games, I decided to do something I've been meaning to do ever since I was younger, try and clear the bus stage from Revolution X to start what I was playing. In fact, I actually beat the game the first time. Now I'm just working on trying to find all the wings and get a real ending. But between the whole anti-youth culture movement and villains and the Aerosmith usage, it definitely has a similar kind of raw, primal energy that a lot of us have deep down, that the game more than happy to cater to, shooting up bad guys and blowing things up. It's like, hey, we still have that use of the T2 arcade engine, so let's use it. And the final boss fits very much cut from the same cloth as final boss in Smash TV, as well as the any Mortal Kombat adversaries. It's another game I just been playing a lot come 2025. I also have been and playing a couple titles I got before they got delisted from Sega's storefronts. Jack Ryan Radio, which you'll see in the thumbnail, and The House of the Dead 3, which is one of my favorite installments in the franchise. Now, come Halloween, I won't have to look up my own place anymore. I can just turn on my PS3 and do it myself. Yeah. I even beat that one on hard the first time, and with the jibs such a gratuitous. I definitely appreciate that, especially for often zombies. Keeping the PlayStation and Festivus theme going, I've got, and even with the stuff with the monetization regression still being a bugbear, I am enjoying the new characters added multiverses, those being Raven from Teen Titans and Marceline from Adventure Time. I have more objectives to clear. I just had the Arena Weekend and the Power Pledge. I have to think about what other characters are going to be included since the seasons keep getting shorter in the game. I'm not certain about whether the reports are true or not, because I typically wait for official announcements and try not to comment too much on rumor speculation. But on a more positive note, I'm also enjoying playing more of the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and I'm working on probably the trickiest trophy I'm going to be going for to beat each game with each character. I mean, the Punisher arcade game is easy because you only got 2 ones to keep track of there, like with both Frank Castle and Nick Fury. But the bigger the rosters, the crossword games, you definitely have a lot more combinations to work with. I can definitely say that much. And also kept King of Fighters Orochi collection and Star Wars Battlefront Classic in rotation, I mean, which I will be doing quite a bit. Especially given how my gamepad had my main one's working again. Let's just say I got a little bit too excited doing one of my playthroughs of Reader's Rewind. I'll say that much. Shifting over to Switch, I definitely was intrigued by the trial I got this month with the Cozy Grove, and even all the comparisons I saw to Animal Crossing, I don't know. I'd argue it's kind of more like a much more lighthearted version of Don't Starve or or Harvest Moon based on the way I was playing it, at least. I mean, we're basically like a scout who's trying to help wandering spirits move on, or to make things more comfortable for them if they can't. And I mean, I may consider buying the whole version of that, and also shows how perception can be important. I also I've gotten this close to completing the Pokedex in both Scarlet and Violet. I actually did it, all 3 of them in Scarlet, and only have 3 ones left to catch in Violet as well. I'm also going to be catching some doubles for Wonder Trade or Prize Trade Christmas if anyone wants to take part in that. Just anything that'll help you complete your decks, as well as I'm going to be focusing on this year. We apply for any of the Pokemon games I'm playing on Switch, mainly. I have to say that much. And regardless of my mixed feelings towards new anime, I can definitely say that I'm still going to keep talking about the video games long after I finish all my vlogs on Master Journeys and Ultimate Journeys, at least. Splatoon 3, I'm also playing quite a bit. I think I'm going to be going for Team Money on the Encore Frosty Fest, because with that, you can buy experiences and gifts for others, or just your lonesome if you're so inclined. I'm trying not to judge here, even if I'm not going to be above airing grievances elsewhere. I mean, I will say this, you only get one. If you could just give us a clearer update about what's coming next to Switch Online's apps, say like in the one on the roadmap, yeah, that'd be great. Finishing up with a multi-layered dose of Sonic I'm actually playing more of Sonic Frontiers since that's on PS Plus currently. I know I have the physical disc, and I'll be getting... That's one of the sole games I'll have when I get a PS5. They'll give me that version gratis, I believe. Nice one on you, Sega. I mean, I'm gonna try and get the Platinum Trophy on that one in the near future, or seeing how many hours I logged into it. And for Sonic Cross Shower Generations, I'm also working 100% completion on that. Especially trying to find all the secrets in both the Shadow and Sonic campaigns. And I still definitely can recommend. I'd say still say like the Tokyo Mission DLC was worth about $6. I mean, about the same cost it gets for like a hot and ready lunch combo. I mean, and finally, I can now officially say that Sonic 3 is the #1 movie in America, coming in higher end of estimates. It's with the actuals being $60 million. I can still verify that even though both that and Mufasa are doing fine, there is a clear advantage with a movie about the hedgehogs this time around. And expect both will play well throughout the remainder of this year and into early 2025, so that'll be all for now, and I will see you all again soon, so season's greetings. Hmm.